Okay, hello, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be taking you through a line against d4 by white that traps white's queen. If you're like me, when you're playing with the black pieces and you see the move d4, you're thinking, oh dear, am I going to have to play d5 and play, a pretty positional game, making small positional improvements and not, the tactical fest that I want when I've got the white pieces and can play e4? Or you're thinking, do I have to play an England gambit, just immediately conceding all advantage to go for something exciting? I'm here to tell you that you do not have to do either of those things. You can actually play knight f6 here. Now this is a very, very common move, nothing revolutionary as of yet. There are many responses to this move. Knight f3, the knight's game. There is knight c3, which is a bit of theory here. There is even the Gibbons-Weidenhagen gambit with g4. Probably won't see that one as much. But the most common move here, and indeed the main line of the Indian defense, is white playing c4. Now, in response to the main line of the Indian defense, as you've guessed, there's a lot of theory. You can play d5 here. The Queen's Gambit declined martial defense, which can arise from d4, d5, c4, and knight f6. You can also play something kind of exciting, which I like to play sometimes, knight c6, the Black Knight's Tango, where after d5, you go over here and dance around with these knights, hence the name the Black Knight's Tango. But in this position, what we're going to play isn't something like that. We're not going to play g6. We're not going to go for a King's Indian. We're not going to play e6. We're not going to go for sort of an Indian defense with e6, main line, bishop b4 it is. What we're going to play is a Budapest Gambit with e5. Already you're thinking, what is going on? Why are we giving up a center pawn? I mean, white's just going to take it. Now, the Budapest Gambit is a fairly well-documented opening. The move here that most people will play, and that everyone that plays the Budapest Gambit, for the sake of the Budapest Gambit, will play, is knight to g4. Attacking this pawn, and after a line like bishop f4, knight c6, knight f3, bishop b4, knight c3, and this exchange here, white plays for an advantage in an endgame with these kind of rubbish pawns. Also tries to win back this pawn, maybe queen e7, and yeah, it's very much playable. The engine doesn't hate the Budapest Gambit completely. If we look at the evaluation, yeah, plus 0.7, not too much different from the original advantage that white gets. But of course, this best move is knight g4. Now, you're not here because you want to play the best move. You're here because you want to win a free queen. So today, I'm going to teach you knight e4, the Fajarowicz. Now, the Fajarowicz variation of the Indian game is very, very tricky. You put this knight in the center of the board, and immediately, actually, if it's attacked again with f3, white just loses the game, because what you're going to do is go bishop b4, force them to block, because they don't want to block with knight, and then after the knight takes, pawn takes, allow this fork here. So they're going to block with bishop. Then you're going to go queen h4, and after g3, the only legal move, knight here. And if they recapture, that is simply checkmate. This is the kind of dangerous idea that can happen if white does play f3. Obviously, many strong players will not play f3, but if you're slightly lower down the elo ladder and you put your knight in the center of the board, people will attack it with a pawn. And you can definitely get this line where after g3, knight takes, if they don't recapture, say they try and play something like this, you can go knight here, discovered check, only one move, and then checkmate. However, most intermediate to strong level players will not even consider playing this move f3. It's far too weakening. It's pretty easy to see that queen h4 couples up with this knight extremely nicely against the move f3. So, if not f3, I mean, what's white going to play? Well, if we look at this little book icon here, which says all of the games database on Lichess, we see that the overwhelmingly most played move here, out of 25,000 games, 10,000 or very close to 40% of them is knight f3. What we're now going to play isn't the best move, but it's the move that invites the queen trap. We're going to play b6. And you're thinking, what? b6? Well, all of a sudden, there's this diagonal here. There's this diagonal from knight to rook. And I mean, if you could put a bishop there, you'd be certainly forking. If you could put a queen there, you'd be certainly forking. And, oh wait, you can put a queen there, so has black not lost one of two pieces? I don't understand. Well, I do understand, and that's why I'm making this video, because in this position, if you want to pause the video and try and find the move, you're more than welcome, but unless you're like some level of master, or you've already seen this, there's no way. If you do, let me know down in the comments, but yeah, pause the video. Okay, we're back. Now, bishop b7. You just hang a bishop. You just give away a bishop. And there's still this fork. And you're thinking, what is going on? You've just lost a bishop. You've still got the problem of the fork. Well, Black, after inviting the queen in, plays knight c6. And all of a sudden it becomes very evident that actually this queen has not got a whole lot of squares to go. It can't come out this way. It's encapsulated in pawns here. The only safe square the queen has is a6 actually. And immediately, say we see a move like knight c3, there's knight c5. And we trap this queen. In this position, and in fact a move ago in this position, White has definitely considered the simple fact that the queen can now run to a6. And now knight c5 doesn't work because the queen can just go to a3, can go to like c3, tuck its way back onto its home square, even home sweet home, and it will be safe. There's nothing, there's no discovered check that can win this queen because the queen can just take this knight. So, I mean, well, now knight c5 doesn't work. Well, I mean, the queen's gone to a6. How are we getting a trapped queen here? Well, what we want to do first is control that a3 square. So again, if you want to pause the video and try and work out how this is done, this one's a lot more simple. So I'll give you a second. Okay, the move is bishop b4 check. Now, when we play knight c5, the knight will no longer block the path of the bishop, and after blocking with bishop, we're going to play knight c5. And all of a sudden, this queen has nowhere to run. I mean, if you look at these knights, they are completely dominating this queen, and the queen has absolutely nowhere to go. I mean, all these squares, oh wait, it does. It has one square to go, it has b5. What we do here is trade the bishops first, so as to not give white any compensation. And after trading those bishops, we just play the move a6. And the queen is completely trapped. It's beautiful. This is one of the most beautiful queen traps, using both of these knights, using the pawns here. I mean, the maximum compensation they're going to get is taking this knight, a bit of ruining pawn structure. Actually, let's turn on the engine and just have a look at the best move here. Okay, the computer prefers taking this knight, but it doesn't matter. I mean, we've just won a queen. The queen is trapped in this position. If your opponent is familiar with this opening, you'll likely not be in this position because knight f3 is not actually the best move. It is by far the most popular, but a3 is the best move. So if they know the Fajarowicz, you probably won't get to the position, which is a good thing because after queen takes bishop, knight c6, if they're familiar with the position, they will play knight d4, which is also findable over the board because, if knight takes, there is, let's just turn on the engine, queen takes knight here, and yeah, it's not looking good at all. The queen also holds this. That is very, very hard to spot, and I would wager that anyone that's just put their queen there and seen knight c6 is going to just try and run to a6. I mean, they're thinking, okay, my queen's not trapped, I can run. And after they do run, if we turn the engine on now, this is the point where bishop check. If they go knight here, just knight c5. Queen here, a6. The only reason that you want to trade the bishops, should they block with bishop first, is that after knight c5, queen here, if you play a6 straight away, then actually white's winning because queen takes bishop, knight takes bishop, and then bishop takes knight. And all of a sudden, you just realize that, yes, you've won a queen, but at what cost? I mean, white is not only better here, but look, let's just play a few moves that the engine wants us to play here. Just takes here. You actually don't have much material, and these three pieces will be able to coordinate and be better. So it's important to trade those bishops off first. But just to recap, make sure you got it all in your head. We play d4, we play knight f6, c4, e5, d5, knight e4. What's going on? Knight f3, b6, queen d5, bishop b7, triple exclamation mark. You just get the Grandmaster title for even playing this move. Queen takes bishop, knight c6. Now, they can play the best move, which is knight d4, but in this position, you're going to go bishop b4 check, knight's going to block, and you're going to castle. And the evaluation is kind of crazy here. The queen will find it really hard to activate. If they try and trade these knights, then it's actually dead drawn. What if they take this? Then you go queen here, and the point is that they cannot intercept this pin with the bishop because you're going to take it. So yeah, I mean, this is just finished. This is an idea to keep an eye on. However, if they do not find the best move, which obviously we're relying on because this is a queen trap, and they run to a6, bishop b4 check, we'll play bishop blocks because I think that's the most nuanced, knight c5, and if queen b5, if they take the bishop, just take their queen, obviously, but yeah, queen b5, take the bishop, knight takes a6, and that queen is trapped. Thank you very, very much for watching. If you enjoyed, I'd really appreciate a like, subscribe, share it with your friends, Actually don't, because well, do because I want the views, but don't because you need to use it on them first, and then tell them to watch my video, and then, you know, they can learn it as well. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.